I am. It's a lot of DWIs. That's why we're here. You won't stop drinking and driving.
All right, but you were drinking while driving, correct?
All right, so it has to be one at a time, okay?
I just feel like he's attacking. Actually, I'm not attacking you. You're trying to tell the judge that you're a good candidate for probation, and I want to just make sure we have everything in context. So you weren't considering
that young man. DWIs in 1991. I was 21 years old.
102, State of Texas versus James Lee Lawrence. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian Groomer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
George Sharman on behalf of Mr. Lawrence.
And are you Mr. Lawrence?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we are here for sentencing. You entered a plea on August 31st. You entered a plea of guilty. You applied for probation. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at a cap of 7 years. There are no applications for deferred. State opposes community supervision, and there are other cases that are being taken in consideration. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State?
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are there any witnesses, state?
None from the state, Judge.
Defense?
Just my client.
All right. Any objections to the PSI report, state?
None from the state.
Defense?
Not really, Judge, but my client does have one comment about it when it talks about employment.
Okay. All right. You want to call your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You can lower your hand and you state your name for the record.
James Lee Lawrence.
All right. Defense?
Mr. Lawrence, first of all, are you asking the judge to give you probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you talked to the people over at the drug court?
I did meet with the representative from the drug court. I was not knowing what to expect, but I was very impressed, really excited about the opportunity.
Is that if the judge grants you probation, is that a program that you think you could get behind, that you could do and be successful with?
Without doubt.
The problem that you had was, as part of work goes, that you had a business of your own.
I have owned my own company for 20 years.
And what was that? Or what is it?
We're outdoor living and pool construction company.
What happened with that business now?
Right now, my 24-year-old son, which has been my project manager, is having to step in and facilitate operations, sales, and all the back-end work in addition to managing construction. Pretty difficult.
If the judge chooses to give you probation, is that the line of work that you would like to continue with?
Yes, it's family legacy is what I plan.
And that's for your son?
Yes.
Would you tell the judge, you have some things to tell the judge yourself?
Yes, if I may, Judge.
Mhm.
Judge Support.
Yes.
I'm a little nervous on what she knows.
Okay.
But I wanted to request that the court agree to the sentencing of a drug court, probation, and outpatient in the rehab program.
Okay. Let me stop you right there.
Yes, sir.
So here's the thing. I'm looking at your history. I know that the state has selected your punishment be at a cap of 7 years, and I know that the state is opposed. So I'm telling you, based upon your criminal history with alcohol and everything else that's going on in your life, if I were to give you probation, you are either going to be in felony drug court or either you're going into inpatient treatment. So there's not going to be outpatient treatment from this court. So we need to take that off the table and that request off the table because that's not going to happen. Okay. All right.
Well, because just in retrospect to exactly what you said, my criminal history is, in my opinion, a two-phase history. If you look at my history,
It's a lot of DWIs. That's why we're here. You won't stop drinking and driving.
Exactly. DWIs is all that it has been, with the exception of a prostitution and drive a while license suspended, I believe, and like that. And I would present to you that, you know, in those three DWIs in 1991, I was 21 years old. I had no, I felt like an entitled person. I was playing football in college and didn't respect authority, and I felt entitled. And when I got in trouble, I still felt like I was in this until I started having children. I started having children in 94. And I realized that I needed to become a man and support my family, but take care of my children. And I did that. I raised 4 wonderful children. My oldest has a master's degree. My second child has a bachelor's degree. My third child is working on his bachelor's. And then my son has a graduated from construction career and manages.
Okay, and sometimes that happens in spite of, not because of. You understand?
Well, my point was that I was getting to the second phase is during that 30-year time period, I never was in court at all. Never got arrested, never got DWI. As a matter of fact, I didn't drink for 15 years. I was really devoted to the church, actually. The last 5 years have been tough for me. That's where the change was coming.
How's it been tough for you?
I got divorced in 2021. The divorce finalized in August of 2021. It was tough for me. We were together for 29 years, and I still have not healed from it. It's mentally, I don't know how to answer the demons that I feel. And it's not necessarily demons, but on a daily basis, I'm waking up with anxiety and just things going on in my head that I can't answer. And I've tried to figure out what I can do to release. I felt like I was in prison in my own body. And so the day of that arrest, I remember specifically waking up that morning, my phone line started ringing for my business, and I got really anxious. I called my assistant and I said, look, I can't work today. I don't feel right. Something's wrong. And I'd been having these anxiety attacks for probably the last 6 months. My wife had remarried a month after the divorce was finalized. And so that day, I had one of my subcontractors call me and say he needed me to come on job site, and I had planned on not working because I was feeling really bad. And when I made the decision to go out and visit with him, the stress from what he had presented was tough, and I drank. DWI.
Okay.
Third offense. I acknowledge that I've had a problem with drinking and other addictions, and I need help. Prison is not a help for me. I will complete prison if that's what you sentence me to, but I do need some type of rehab help. And the reason I've asked for outpatient is because I really do need to help run the business. Otherwise, we won't have that to continue on. That's why I'm asking. And then lastly, to be honest with you, Judge, whatever you sentence, I'll be back here. I won't be back in an orange uniform. I'll be back as a testimony.
All right. Thank you very much. State, any questions?
Briefly, Judge. Mr. Lawrence, the judge does have this, but back in 2017, you were put on probation for DWI third, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in 2018, you picked up a new case while on probation for DWI third or more. Is that correct? A prostitution case?
It was, yes.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure if that was the final judgment. There was a no contest plea.
All right. But you were convicted and sentenced to jail for 30 days on what I have as a prostitution case. And that was while you were on probation for DWI third or more, correct?
Sure.
And you finished your probation in March of 2021 on that case, correct?
I finished it with flying colors, no bad tests. I completed all of my classes. I paid all my fines, never was late for reporting. Yes, I did complete.
Okay.
And then a month later or so, somewhere within that time frame, again, around the same time frame, my issue with my ex-wife, I received another DWI. if that's where you're going.
I am. And with flying colors, you did pick up a new case. So you didn't pass it with flying colors. I mean, you committed new crimes while you were on for that first DWI third, right?
I don't, you have to.
The
restate
prostitution
everything.
case.
You have to restate everything because I'm not following.
Okay. You said you passed your DWI third or more with flying colors. You picked up a new prostitution case while you were on that probation. So it wasn't with flying colors. You picked up a crime, correct?
I did pick up a crime.
Okay. And like you said, later in 2021, you picked up a new DWI third, and that's the case you're pleading to today, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's the case where here you crashed into the back of a car. You were twice the legal limit, correct?
I don't know what the blood alcohol was, but I do remember what happened. I bumped the back of a car, no nicks, no scratches. The gentleman was very young. We spoke about it.
All right, let's not minimize this.
Right.
I'm not. And then I told him, I said, look, if you're feeling bad, let's just go ahead and file a police report. And I saw police officers at the, I believe it was Denny's. And I said, let's just drive over there. And I contacted them personally. I did.
Okay. But you knew at that time, you'd already just came off probation for DWI third or more.
I wasn't considering that.
Okay. So you weren't
I was
considering,
considering that young man.
right, but you were
And I was
drinking
trying to
while
be
driving,
honest.
correct? That's
All
the
right,
case
so
you're
so it
pleading
has to be one at a time, okay?
I just feel like he was attacking.
I'm not attacking you. You're trying to tell the judge that you're a good candidate for probation. And I want to just make sure we have everything in context. So you know you're not supposed to be driving while drinking, correct?
Yes.
And at that time, you were arrested for this offense and you were released on bond, correct?
Yes.
And this could have been an opportunity for you to show the judge that you would be a good candidate
That
for
is correct.
probation, correct?
That is correct.
And were your conditions while you were released on bond not to drink alcohol?
Yes.
And were they not to drive any vehicle that was not equipped with a alcohol monitoring device, correct?
Yes.
And
I think-
isn't it true that on July 28th of this year, you were arrested again for driving while intoxicated in another vehicle, a BMW vehicle that we didn't know about?
Yes.
So is it fair to say that you didn't follow the conditions of your pretrial release, even on the case that we're pleading to right now?
It's fair to say that I was driving. I haven't been convicted of that, but I was driving the vehicle and.
Well, it's being taken into consideration in this plea.
Oh, okay.
So are you admitting that you did drive intoxicated again on July 28th of 2022?
Am I admitting that I drove intoxicated?
Correct. I think part of this is the judge wants to
I'm
see
admitting
what
that
you're
I-
accepting
Yes,
responsibility
I
for.
did drink. Yes.
So you would agree that that shows the judge that she gave you conditions as a matter of this bond and you did not fulfill those conditions,
I
correct?
did not feel it.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
No further questions.
All right, so, Mr. Lauren,
Yes, ma'am.
what I'm going to tell you is I was thinking long and hard about giving you probation because I realize that you do need the help.
I did.
But my issue is that you're on bond and there are conditions for bond. And at any time, and I think everybody knows, anybody who comes in here, if they need help with drug problem, alcohol problem, if there's something with pretrial services that can help them with their issues, I like to get them their issues because my goal is I don't want to see people back here before, again, picking up new cases. I'm hoping that everybody is going to be successful.
I understand.
So I am not going to grant your application. So now we need to speak towards the cap. And the cap is for 7 years. State, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're requesting the cap. He was facing 2 to 10 years on this case, as well as a new DWI case, which, like you said, he picked up while he was on bond for this particular case. We believe that 7 is appropriate. He just recently came off of felony probation for the exact same offense. I think at this point, he's demonstrated himself to be a danger to others because he keeps letting his addiction let him get behind the wheel of a car and place others at risk. We would ask for 7 years.
All right, defense.
Judge, I would ask that you would consider putting him into a safe P program for 6 months, 9 months, whatever it is, and leave this open for probation after a successful completion of that. And that way,
He can't go to safety if he's not on probation.
that's what I'm saying. And I'm asking you to do that rather than just to send him to prison, to send him to safe P, which is, to some extent, it's a concrete building with a lot of other.
Oh, I know safety is at the prison. I've
And,
had clients who've been.
And
who've
it
gone
would
there.
be sort of like a shock probation situation.
All right. Mr. Lawrence, as previously stated, I'm finding you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 7 years in the prison. Taking consideration grand jury number 77261, night mag number 672122. Give you credit for any time served. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
I do.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you. To deal with your rejection and you breaking his heart because he's expecting you to be a good father. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So if you, all right, Mr. Velasco, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Are you the same Javier Velasco who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 1462 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on August 3rd, 2021 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. Violated condition number 5 in Bear and/or Dallas County, Texas. The defendant, Javier Velasco, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of August, September, October, and November 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
We'd waive the remaining conditions, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Velasquez, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5? Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
There is an agreement, Judge. We have an agreed recommendation to make to the court that you enter an adjudication of guilt and revoke Mr. Velasco's probation and sentence him to 2 years TDC.
Is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it is the agreement. And Judge, the conversation, what's taken so long is that we've been trying to figure out how many days in custody that he's had under this case between here and Dallas.
Okay.
And I've figured the dates out, Your Honor. May I read them into the record?
Yes.
From November the 5th of 2020 to November the 8th of 2020. From April the 7th of 2021 to August the 3rd of 2021. And from December the 13th of 2021 to today.
All right.
Those were the dates that he's been in custody on this case in either Bear County or Dallas County.
All right. Did you get that?
Yeah.
All right. The court will follow your agreement. Court will find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Just one moment.
Judge, I have the certification of rights of appeal here.
All right. If
I'll
you
have
could-
him sign it at this time.
All right. Thank you. All right. Good luck to you. We can go off the record. How old are you?
34, Your Honor.
All right. What's up with this tattoo underneath your eye?
Stands for chain to go. I used to box when I was younger. It's just a passion that I had.
Well, here's the thing, the tattoo underneath the eye, the tattoo on the side of the mouth, the tattoo on the other eye. I have no issues with people getting tattoos, but when you get a lot of tattoos, you have to ask yourself, what are my plans for my future? Because some people look at tattoos as, hey, we can't have you working at this office because people are going to be staring at the tattoos. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are they?
Son will be 12 in October.
All right. Here's my speech for you about that. Do not be that father who's one, just a biological father, or that father who, you know, maybe your child visits you in prison or visits you at the jail and you make all these promises. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do great. We're going to go to park together. We're going to play football together. I'm going to be the best dad ever. And then when you get out, you get a taste of freedom and all of that goes to waste and you bring chaos in your son's life. And then your son has to deal with your rejection and you breaking his heart because he's expecting you to be a good father. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if you don't have any plans to stay on the straight and narrow and be a good father, just don't come back in his life. That's better than in and out and breaking his heart each time. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.